story to tell. "60 years ago, on April 17, 1961, the U.S. organized amphibious campaign in Cachinos Bay, or Bay of Pigs in Cuba, entered a decisive stage. The attempt to overthrow the Fidel Castro's government under the guise of popular insurgency ended in complete failure and became one of the most embarrassing pages in the history of U.S. intelligence. The Cuban Revolution ended with the victory of the pro-communist forces on January 1, 1959. At first, the United States hoped to establish a cooperative relationship with the new government on terms of favorable to the United States, but this goal was not achieved. Therefore, the administration of President Eisenhower came up with a plan to change the regime on the island nation. This plan was called Operation Pluto. The United States had cleverly planned to overthrow the Castro administration like a counter-revolution caused by people dissatisfied with the new regime. At the same time, the United States actively incited internal conflict within Cuba and undermined the country's government's reputation internationally in order to remove the international community's support for its government. Under the CIA's administration, about 1,200 Cuban mercenaries, codenamed Brigade 2506, were the core of the amphibious campaign to overthrow the government of Fidel Castro. On April 14, 1961, U.S. U-2 reconnaissance aircraft flew over Cuba to spy on Cuban airfields, with the aim of destroying the Fidel government air force at the beginning of the war. Knowing this intention of the U.S., the Cuban army promptly evacuated and camouflaged the air bases, leaving only fake planes on airports. The next day, 8 B-26 bombers with the Cuban Air Force logo plunged into bombing, destroying almost all of these empty air bases. On the night of April 15th and 16th, the 1st Squadron of the Brigade 2506, with 168 men, landed in the province of Oriente, serving as a diversionary task to pull the Cuban army towards it. However, this landing was not successful because the Cuban army detected and stopped it. The U.S. Navy then assisted another landing force to the Cochinos Bay area at midnight on April 17th, consisting of 2 amphibious ships and 5 cargo ships, along with ammunition, fuel, and supplies. Destroyer and aircraft carriers, Essex and Boxer, did not participate directly in the war, but were readily available near Cuba. The landing was made at 3 sites, including Playa Larga, Playa Giron, and the third point, located 25 kilometers east of Playa Giron. The Cuban army knew about the landing early, so arranged the battlefield and took the initiative to attack. 2 landing barges and 2 transport ships were sunk, including the Houston with an infantry battalion on board, and the rear Escondido carrying most of the heavy weapons and ammunition. Brigade 2506 forces responded with an air landing attack in the San Blas area with 177 men. But this group did not pose a serious threat to the situation in the area. By the end of the next day, the invasion of the invading forces was halted, and by the evening of April 19th, Brigade 2506 was completely defeated. As a result, more than 100 attackers were killed and around 1,200 people were taken prisoner. Then they were convicted and delivered to the United States in December 1962 in exchange for a large shipment of food and medicine. After the catastrophic failure of the Operation Pluto, for a time the Americans considered options for direct military intervention in Cuba. In the end, they had to publicly give up on this plan as a result of the Cuban Missile Crisis. The Soviet Union openly defended Cuba from the US threat. They have deployed missiles on the island, prompting a backlash from the US. The United States and the Soviet Union then signed an agreement under which the Soviet Union agreed to remove nuclear missiles from Cuba, and the United States had to guarantee freedom of the island. My video about the biopics invasion ends here. Thank you for watching. If you find this video interesting, please give me your thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to support the channel. Goodbye and see you again in the next videos. Tạm biệt và hẹn gặp lại quý vị và các bạn trong các video tiếp theo.